What is going on, guys? JD from New York here tonight with your Smackdown review and results for January 14th, 2016. I don't want you guys to get used to this. I usually do not do Smackdown. I usually just keep to myself with Monday Night Raw, and then obviously on Friday, each and every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with Off the Script, which we will be hitting the monumental 100th episode of Off the Script tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in to that. But tonight, we're going to discuss SmackDown. And I usually don't watch SmackDown. I was home early from work tonight. Got home about 7:30. Got myself a nice cold 6-pack of beer. And if you guys want to know what I'm drinking tonight, not your father's ginger ale. And it is very, very good, man. I highly recommend it. And I figured I'd watch some SmackDown. Last week, I did not catch the debut as it happened. I had to work, which, sucked, and I wanted to hear Mauro Ranallo. I wanted to hear him, and I wanted to see what he brought to the SmackDown announce team. And tonight, being that I watched it as it happened, even though the show was taped on Tuesday, and we probably all read the spoilers, first thing I want to mention is Mauro Ranallo is probably the best signing that WWE has gone out of their way to do in a very, very long time. I absolutely love what he brings to the table. I love what he brings to the WWE. I love his voice. And if there's one person that reminds me of what Jim Ross, brought to the table when he was announcing matches, it is Mauro Ranallo. This guy has it all. And I can only hope, and I mentioned this on Monday Night Raw review. If you guys missed that review of this week's show, I'll leave you a link down in the description. This guy has it all, man. He brings life to situations that we've seen over and over again. He brings life to certain situations, whether it's a title match, whether it's a main event, and you hear it in his voice when he's just, interacting normally with Byron Saxton and Jerry the King Lawler, and then you hear him when he's amped up, and he knows how to turn it on. And the only thing that I don't like, and this is not really a negative as far as Mauro Ranallo goes, the only thing that I don't like is we don't hear enough of him. We don't hear enough of Ranallo behind the announce desk. Now, I don't understand why WWE is trying to mimic Monday Night Raw with the three-man announce team. They got JBL, they got Michael Cole, they got Byron Saxton, and then we hear Byron Saxton again on SmackDown. I don't understand why we need a double dose of Byron Saxton. I feel like Byron Saxton is heard more than Mauro Ranallo, and Ranallo only kind of interjects when he really needs to take over for the biggest part of the match, whatever match is happening in the ring, or where there's a high spot in the match and a real critical moment of the match. That's when you hear Ranallo take over. But I think Byron Saxton is heard way too much. I don't think Ranallo was heard enough. And then Jerry the King Lawler, I'm over the whole Jerry the King Lawler announcer. With JR, he was unbelievable. With Vince McMahon back in the day, he was fucking awesome. Heel Jerry the King Lawler, man, you can't duplicate what King did with Vince McMahon. You can't duplicate that kind of thing. And they're trying to duplicate some type of a heel Jerry the King Lawler behind the announce desk with Ranallo and Byron Saxton. I don't like it. I really don't like it. If it was a two-man team, if you wanted to give me Saxton and Ranallo, or Ranallo and Jerry the King Lawler, I'd be okay with that. But the three-man announce team on SmackDown really does not need to be there. You don't need it for a 2-hour show, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't need it for a 2-hour show. But Ranallo is absolutely fucking amazing at what he does. He's just not heard enough. And I said it on my Monday Night Raw review. Give this guy 1 year time. And the funny thing is, about this whole Ranallo signing, Michael Cole was the first one to reach out to him and actually get this guy a job. He reached out to Ranallo and said, you know what, bro, you want to come on in? You want to do a tryout for the announcing? You want to be on the announce team? You want to take that next step forward and be with the WWE? And that's what happened. Michael Cole went out there and got Ranallo to sign on with WWE. And what an amazing thing it would be if Michael Cole went out of his way to pretty much get Ranallo to sign with the WWE, and this is the very same guy that is going to take over Monday Night Raw, because that is the only logical thing that WWE can do here. Michael Cole's voice is so stale on Monday Night Raw. Every time someone hears Michael Cole on Monday Night Raw, the perception of Monday Night Raw is just, you know what, this is the same old shit. I don't want to watch Monday Night Raw. Ranallo builds a match with his voice. Ranallo gets you excited with his voice. Ranallo actually calls the wrestling moves in the match. He's not talking about, Dean Ambrose and Neville in the main event tonight going against Sheamus and Kevin Owens, and he's not talking about Roman Reigns and how the odds are against Roman Reigns. None of that shit, man. He's talking about what is in the ring, what is happening in the ring, and he's talking about the 4 guys in the main event. Not once did he drift off and talk about something completely random about Roman Reigns being in the Royal Rumble and defending against 29 other guys. He didn't drift off and complain about Vince McMahon on Monday Night Raw and Stephanie McMahon and the Authority. He didn't do none of that. And that's what I love, man. JR never did that. JR never did that during the Attitude Era. He called what was in the ring, and he got the guys in the ring over with his voice. And that's exactly what Ranallo was doing. I watched it last week on YouTube. I watched highlights of it on YouTube. And this week, I watched it as it happened, and I absolutely fucking am in love with this guy's voice, man. He is the ideal voice you want behind the microphone for SmackDown, and I'm going to reiterate that every time I hear him, every time I watch SmackDown, every time I do a review. He needs to be on Raw. Give him time, he will be on Raw, but he needs to be on Raw. And I said this on Monday when I did my review for Raw. If WWE wants to make Monday Night Raw right again, the first order of business, if I was in charge, was to get this man on Monday Night Raw. He needs to be there. Fuck it. Cole is done. Cole is the past. JBL, no longer, man. He was good when he first came back. I don't give a shit about him anymore. Byron Saxton, I love what he does down in NXT. Don't really have all that much of an emotional attachment to him behind the desk on the main roster, but what he does with Corey Graves, who I also love, imagine Corey Graves and Ranallo. You got a 1-2 punch that would be virtually unstoppable behind the microphone, man. Calling matches for WWE. That's what I eventually want to have happen for the future of WWE's announced team. You got Ranallo and you got Corey Graves. That would be fucking phenomenal. We can only hope, man. I know I'm dreaming right now. I know I'm living in a fucking pipe dream. But I would love for that to happen for WWE. But if they want things to be right on Monday Night Raw, get this man where he needs to be. He needs to be at the Rumble. He certainly needs to be calling WrestleMania. I would love it, but will WWE go ahead and do that and replace Cole slowly but surely? Time will tell, man. But Ranallo, absolutely fucking amazing tonight. And we'll certainly discuss what he brought to the table during the certain segments that I absolutely love tonight on SmackDown. SmackDown took place from the Cajun Dome. That's the Cajun Dome in Lafayette, Louisiana. We had Byron Saxton, Mauro, Ranallo, and Jerry the King Lawler as the 3-man commentating team tonight. We are literally a week and a half away from the Royal Rumble. We got one Monday Night Raw left and one SmackDown left until the Royal Rumble. And Renee Young, to start the show, waiting outside for Dean Ambrose to arrive. He arrives in a black truck, just as Renee says she'll keep us posted. Dean says he has a statement to make in the ring regarding Kevin Owens, but he'd rather make it in the ring instead of in an interview with her backstage. So therefore, Dean is going to the arena, and pretty much this is where Dean Ambrose announced that he will be going one-on-one with Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble for the Intercontinental Championship in a last man standing match. Now, if you guys, from years past at the Royal Rumble, if you guys remember the last man standing match with Mick Foley versus The Rock for the WWE Championship match. It wasn't a last man standing match, it was an I Quit match, where we heard that cheesy voiceover of Mick Foley on the PA system where he said, I quit, I quit. And when I believe Mick Foley, went through some of the tech equipment in the aisleway, and there was some fake explosion, sparks flying all over the place, and that was the event where Mick Foley's family was actually sitting at ringside, Royal Rumble side, and he literally took 15, 16 chair shots to the head. It was one of the most brutal things you could ever watch in a WWE ring, and this is what prompted The Rock to win the WWE Championship that night at the Royal Rumble. I think the WWE is headed in that direction with the Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens feud for the Intercontinental Championship. I've made mention about this. I love it. I love this feud. This is literally the best thing on TV right now. I love what Kevin Owens is doing. He's not backing down. He's not being cowardly. Kevin Owens is showing you what is most important to him, and that is the Intercontinental Championship. Dean Ambrose is also not backing down. He's pretty much got the attitude of, listen, buddy, you want me? You want this title? I'm issuing you a challenge. Last man standing. Kevin Owens comes out tonight and says, listen, Dean, you're not walking out of the arena, period, at the Royal Rumble. I accept your challenge. I love it. This is simple, economic, old school booking when it comes to Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose, and the Intercontinental Championship. This reminds me of days of old. This is the kind of thing that brings importance back to the title. Two men who have an emotional attachment to the belt fighting over the belt, and they will do anything that it takes to get that title in their possession, and I love it. And this may be the best thing that we see on the Royal Rumble on the 24th, and I can't fucking wait for it. I mean, Dean Ambrose does have similar qualities to a Mick Foley. He has similar qualities to a Brian Pillman and a Roddy Piper. He has that hardcore mentality if you want that to come out in a Dean Ambrose. Kevin Owens is a legit fighter, or what they bill him as. He's a prized fighter. You know, fight Owens fight. He will do whatever it takes to get the job done. This is going to be a great fucking match. And I'm fucking excited to see the Intercontinental Championship in the spotlight. And I know I'm overly negative about the WWE product, but what they're doing with the Intercontinental Championship gets 2 thumbs up from me, man. I love what they're doing with it. I love that it's spotlighted. And I love that both men in this feud care only about the title and what it's going to take to get that title. Now, this whole main event tonight was built from the introduction of this show. Adrian Neville, or Neville, he comes out to assist Dean Ambrose. Sheamus comes out. You know, the one thing I don't like about Sheamus, and I'll mention this, and I know I mentioned this before, Sheamus sounds very scripted on the microphone. I don't like when Sheamus is discussing, certain things on the microphone. I don't like when he's interacting with another WWE superstar on the microphone. He sounds very scripted. I would love if Sheamus scaled that back a little bit and they just gave Sheamus a microphone with some bullet points and had him go out there and pretty much just be an Irishman who wants to fucking kick ass. You know, he doesn't need to read from a script because when it comes off, he sounds very, very robotic and he sounds not genuine. So I would love if Sheamus kind of took a few steps back, gave him some bullet points, or the WWE give him some bullet points, and he goes out there and just, is himself. Seriously, even Dean Ambrose sounds scripted. Kevin Owens has got this whole microphone thing and this promo thing down on the WWE main roster, man. I love what he does. He's just a dick. And I love how dickish he is. He's just a cool prick, man. I love it. But this whole main event built tonight from the opening segment, it was Neville and Ambrose teaming together versus Sheamus and Kevin Owens. All 4 of these guys have something in common. You had Sheamus and Dean Ambrose on Monday Night Raw, where Sheamus was bleeding, or he bladed, apparently. We talked about this on Out of Nowhere last night. He bladed on Monday Night Raw. He had to get some stitches after the match with Dean Ambrose on Monday. Neville and Kevin Owens have a history. Obviously, Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens have a history fighting over the Intercontinental Championship. So it only made sense to put these guys in the main event, and we'll discuss that as we get on with the review. But the opening segment really wasn't anything all that special. It really was not. It was typical generic WWE, starting off the show with an in-ring promo. One guy comes out, the other guy comes out. We have a tag team match set for the end of the show. I mean, there's nothing there that's going to blow your socks off. I just wish WWE at times would really switch it up and throw the fans watching at home for a loop and say, holy shit, you know what? We haven't seen this type of opening in a while. They just continue to go with the same generic opening. But, it's involving guys that I don't mind seeing. I don't like Sheamus' character development lately. I really don't. He lost the WWE title to Roman Reigns, and apparently, as he lost it, he really didn't give a shit about it. It's like, there was no emotion seeping from him. He comes out the next week smiling. Maybe he's smiling because he knows Vince McMahon's going to give him another shot. He's always going to be in the title picture. He's going to get another pat on the back from Vince McMahon. I don't know, man, but I know if I lost the title to Roman Reigns, I'd be fucking hell-bent on revenge. That's just me, but I don't mind Sheamus in the ring. Obviously, I love Owens, I love Ambrose, I love Neville. So putting these guys in the main event, was okay by me. But the opening segment, very generic. Nothing that's really going to blow your socks off, like I said. Dudley Boys versus Luke Harper and Eric Rowan in a tables match. Now, I know you're probably rolling your eyes. How many fucking times we got to see these guys in a tables match? How many more times we got to see the Dudleys go against the Wyatts? Listen, I didn't mind the match. I really didn't mind the match. It was close to a 9-minute match. The Dudley Boys beat Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, okay? The way this match ended, Rowan was having issues setting up a table in the ring, allowing Bubba to save Devon from a double suplex. The reverse 3D drops Harper, and it's time to beat on Rowan with a kendo stick. Strowman comes in and misses a charge into the post, followed by Harper being knocked off the steps and through the table at 8 minutes and 35 seconds. Now, the post-match, Strowman gets up and starts wrecking things before putting Devon through 2 tables in the corner. Harper beats on Bubba at ringside before a double chokeslam puts Bubba through 2 tables as well. And all of a sudden you see the Wyatt family standing on Mauro Ranallo's announce table along with Jerry the King Lawler and Byron Saxton with Luke Harper. And then you got Braun Strowman in the ring in the background. And Ranallo's going fucking crazy at this point. He's selling this as a legit thing. The way he announced this and the way he called this, I seen the Wyatts standing the way they were in the ring. And I was watching this, taking a sip of my beer, which I'm going to do right now. Fucking awesome, man. Taking a sip of my beer just like that. And I'm looking at these guys and I'm like, you know what? The Wyatts look like a fucking threat. They look like a threat just because the way Ranallo is selling the fucking post-match beatdown on the Dudleys. These guys are going into the Royal Rumble. Can you imagine what they can do as a family of 4 in the Royal Rumble? This is what I wanted to discuss on Monday Night Raw. And we discussed this on Out of Nowhere. Seriously, Dave Rose, one of Joe's guys, called in, and I told everybody, you have Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw, and you waste him away in a closing segment to simply destroy the entire roster and F5 Roman Reigns. You could have still did that, but you could have used Brock Lesnar a little bit more. You could have had Paul Heyman open his mouth, since we haven't heard from him in a while, and give us the reasons as why Brock Lesnar should not be in the Royal Rumble and deserves a championship match regardless. You could have had him come out and say why Brock Lesnar is going to win the Royal Rumble. And you could have had Bray Wyatt, Strowman, Harper, and Rowan interrupt the Beast and disrespect Paul Heyman by taking the microphone away from him and saying, listen, I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a shit what type of beast you are. I don't give a shit about what you've accomplished in the past with The Undertaker and Cena and the WWE Championship. None of that matters. Come January 24th, you're going to be staring us down. Us 4 together. The Wyatt family. And send legit threats out to Brock Lesnar. Listen, this is not going to be a cakewalk. Excuse me. It's not going to be a cakewalk in the Royal Rumble. This is going to be something you're going to legit have to fight for your life to win. We're not going to make it easy on you. Can you imagine if Brock Lesnar was interrupted by the Wyatt family and given threats by the Wyatt family? Can you imagine if this could set up a potential Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania? And no goons, not Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar, because nobody on fucking planet Earth wants to see that. But I'm just giving you guys ideas of how they could have used Brock Lesnar instead of just wasting him away in an opening segment, destroying the entire roster, and then destroying Roman Reigns. Why am I going to watch the Royal Rumble and think anybody has a chance now against Brock Lesnar? Not going to happen. Like I said, the post-match was great with Ranallo. He sold it beautifully, and it made me look at these guys in a totally different light. That's what he brings to the table. Social Outcasts versus Goldust, Damien Sandow, who apparently is still alive. Holy shit. Wearing the pink tights. Jack Swagger and Zack Ryder. Apparently Damien Sandow's back to his old gimmick. We didn't really know because we haven't seen him You know, I guess Damien Mizdow is no longer around. Jack Swagger, Zack Ryder. You know, this type of match pisses me off because the social outcasts really have no direction at all. I don't know what their goal is in mind. Everything that happens on TV, everything that I see on WWE TV, like when a group is formed, what is their ultimate goal? Seriously, I don't think anybody could answer this question. What is the ultimate goal of the social outcasts? I don't think they have one. I think WWE realistically put these guys together and said, you know what, we have 4 fucking clowns that we usually laugh at, so why don't we just laugh at them instead of being individual? Let's put them all together and laugh at them collectively. That's what I think that they did. These guys serve no fucking purpose, and there'll be some fucking goon out there who says, you know what, JD, they're on TV. So if they got TV time, that's pretty much golden, because not everybody has a lot of TV time in the WWE. Yeah, but if there's no end goal to it, if there's no fucking reason for you to be there, as a viewer, what is the reason for these guys to be on my TV? Seriously, if there was a reason, I wouldn't complain about it. But this is the shit that you're not going to get from a standard WWE commentator or a YouTuber. You're not going to get this type of questioning. Seriously, what are they doing on my TV? And the same thing with Damien Sandow. Why am I going to care about Damien Sandow if you haven't presented him to us? Seriously, after the Miz debacle with him and Miz, why did he switch back to the intellectual savior of the masses? Why is he on TV? Where's he been? Right? Goldust. I love Goldust. What are they doing with him? Wasting him away. Jack Swagger was fighting for the United States Championship. You mean to tell me because he failed against Alberto Del Rio, now you're just going to put him back where he was, right? At the bottom of the fucking barrel. And then Zack Ryder doesn't even need to be on TV, man. He's got a great thing in NXT with Mojo Rawley. Hype Bros. Why do you want to put him on TV and embarrass him with these fucking clowns for? I actually enjoy what he's doing with Mojo Rawley, bro. Seriously. So I don't understand what the reasoning is with the social outcasts. If they have no end goal, if they have no purpose from WWE creative, instead of being laughed at, why are they on my TV? Really? I don't get it. I will never understand it. And as far as I see it right now, it's nothing but a joke. This is nothing but a joke. I see absolutely nothing in the future of Bo Dallas, Adam Rose, Heath Slater, and I love Curtis Axel. I think he's got all the fucking talent in the world if they pushed him the right way. And now he's got to be lumped in to this group. It's sad. Social Outcast beat Goldust, Sandow, Swagger, and Ryder in 341. And I guess WWE in 2016 is going to be the year of the 8-man tag. You know, on Monday Night Raw, each and every fucking week they did the 6-man tag. To the point where they should have had a 6-man tag team title. Because we see more 6-man tag matches on Monday Night Raw than actual tag team matches. And so far in 2016, how many 8-man tags have we seen? Fucking getting a little crazy, bro. Calm it down a little bit. We don't need 8-man fucking tags every week. It's just generic, and it shows me that WWE does not care. They do not care. Outcasts win, and like I said, nobody fucking cares. U.S. title, Alberto Del Rio versus Kalisto. 15 minutes, okay? Match wasn't bad. The match told a good story. I'm not going to go over what happened in the match because half of you fucking watching me tweeted JD Kalisto lost the title. He won it on Monday Night Raw, lost it the next night. I understand this, and I seen everybody's tweet on Tuesday night. Believe me, okay? I knew what the result of this match was before going in. I had to see this unfold with my own 2 eyes. 50-50 booking in WWE has got to go. Has got to go. There's no reason for Alberto Del Rio to even have lost the title. Why are you giving the title back to Del Rio? I mean, does this make any sense? I know there'll be some WWE professional out there who's going to give me some long-winded answer about, oh, this is the reason why they did it. I like the decision. How can you like this decision? Seriously. Kalisto had all the momentum in the world after Monday Night Raw. And WWE wiped everything away on Monday Night Raw with 1, 2, 3 seconds. 3 seconds. He wasn't even pinned. He submitted tonight with a fucking cross arm breaker. I just don't get it. How are you going to build this man? And when you watch Kalisto, you see him as a Rey Mysterio reborn. Seriously, this guy, the way he moves in the ring and what he does in the ring and how he is with the audience and the theme music and how he is with the little kids. The kids got the masks and they're doing a fucking lucha dance. Kalisto, if built the right way. And I don't like the small guy overcoming all the odds type deal, especially with a guy like a Mysterio or a Kalisto. You know, it's a little bit more bearable when it was a Bryan and a Benoit and a Guerrero. I understand those guys. Because you could put Benoit and a Guerrero in a fucking ring with Brock Lesnar, and they would make it believable. If you're going to put Rey Mysterio in a match with Brock Lesnar, I'm not buying it. Same thing here. You're not going to put Kalisto against any of these other guys on the roster. You're not going to make me believe it. Seriously. They did a good job with Alberto Del Rio. Their styles mesh very well, being that Alberto Del Rio has got a history down in AAA. Kalisto knows that lucha style. So does Del Rio. So I like the way they gel, but the whole thing about this is Kalisto overcoming the odds. They told a good story tonight, and Kalisto was getting his ass kicked about 10 minutes of the 15 minutes that this match went on. And then he finally got some offense towards the third, the third portion of this match. If this match went 4 quarters, Kalisto tried to make a comeback in the third quarter. And then Del Rio, again, just in the fourth corner, just blew him away. So I really don't understand why they even took the belt off Del Rio if this was going to be the end result. What does this accomplish? I mean, what does this accomplish? Now, do you book this match again for the Royal Rumble? Do you have this go to the Royal Rumble and beyond? Do you give Kalisto the ultimate win back here and have him regain the title? Why does he have to be a 2-time champion? Why does Del Rio have to be a 2-time champion? Not only does that fucking kill the momentum of Kalisto, but it also diminishes the value of the United States Championship. I don't get why they would have done that. I don't even think I would have gave Kalisto the belt on Monday Night Raw. You could have had him win by disqualification. Keep that momentum. If they wanted to build the odds against Kalisto, have him overcome everything at the Royal Rumble. But no, WWE in typical WWE fashion wants to pull the trigger too early on a feud. And then they just want to say, you know what? Fuck it. We made a mistake. Fuck Kalisto. He's not the one that we want. He's not the Mysterio that we thought he was. For whatever fucking political reason, we're going to give the title back to Del Rio. That's exactly what they did. I can imagine this is how it went down in the boardroom. Kalisto just won the United States Championship. They penned it on Monday Night Raw. They scripted, we're going to give Kalisto the title on Monday Night Raw. He's going to be the new United States champ. Then you got some fucking asshole, 4-eyed geek in the back of the fucking boardroom, scripting Monday Night Raw. Excuse me. I don't think Kalisto he's not championship worthy. He doesn't look like a champion. I think Del Rio needs the title. I think we made a mistake. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. They didn't think he looked like a champion. They don't think he deserved the title. They want to keep Del Rio with the belt because they're paying him $1.5 fucking million. Why'd they take the belt off of him? They want to get their money's worth for Del Rio. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. And this made absolutely 0 sense. 0 sense. But Ranallo called a great match. He made it seem like the biggest fucking deal in the world. And there was some moments in the match where, I was like, oh, this is fucking good. There was a moment in the match where I thought Del Rio played it great. He had the arm breaker on Kalisto. This guy's ripping fucking Kalisto's gloves off. He's pulling back on his arm. And I'm like, all right, the intensity's there. You got Ranallo fucking yelling on the microphone. Things are going good. This feels like a big match feel. It's got that big match feel to it. It's a big title match on SmackDown. And then they go and make some fucking dumb-headed fucking move and give Del Rio the title back. Why? Makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense. Del Rio regains the United States Championship, and he's now a 2-time United States champion after he just lost it on Monday Night Raw. 0 fucking sense. Becky Lynch versus Brie Bella, nobody fucking cares. Anything with Brie mode, I really don't fucking care. I tune myself out to that shit, man. I can't fucking stand it. But Becky Lynch beat her with the disarm her, and I'm liking Becky Lynch. I'm liking what they're doing with her. Hopefully she can capture the Divas Championship, because I just don't like what Charlotte is becoming on Monday Night Raw. I don't like how they're portraying her. I think Charlotte in NXT and Charlotte on Monday Night Raw, two vastly different fucking people, and you're not going to make me care about Charlotte the way she's being built right now. Charlotte in NXT, I cared about it. I cared what she did. I cared about her as a wrestler. Now on Monday Night Raw, I just don't care. I really don't. I just don't. I can't care about her as she's standing there with her father and he's getting all the fucking attention, and what she's doing generates no reaction. If the crowd is not generating any reaction towards Charlotte, why am I going to fucking care? They're thinking the same thing I'm doing. I don't care. Seriously. Becky Lynch gets some type of reaction. People are behind her. Hopefully, WWE pulls the trigger and gives Becky the title. I would love to see it at the Royal Rumble. And finally, guys, in the main event, it was Sheamus and Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose and Neville. You guys know how I feel about that. Neville and Dean Ambrose win. Actually, went to a double count out, but in the end, they sent the crowd home happy. Neville hits the red arrow on Kevin Owens, and Dean Ambrose hits the double arm DDT, the Dirty Deeds, on Kevin Owens as well. So the good guys, the faces, got the one up on Sheamus and Kevin Owens, who are the heels, and then it's just awesome, man. I like the way this is being built with Ambrose and Owens, and Neville's involved. He's got some type of redemption and wants revenge on Kevin Owens for what he did to him in previous weeks. Sheamus is there because of what he did to Dean Ambrose and how they fought on Monday Night Raw. All around great match between all four of those guys. I love it. But the overall show, man, if you miss SmackDown, you're not missing anything much. I mean, I wanted to come on here pretty much to just give you guys something different. I didn't do a video today, and I figured you guys would enjoy this. So if you did, please hit that thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow with WWE Off the Script, my podcast on my channel, man. If you're not subscribed, please do so. 100th episode tomorrow. I don't have anything planned at all. But I will tell you this. It is going to be a monster weekend full of news, and you don't want to miss it. I might be going digitally with Off the Script as well as another side podcast, something completely different about what I do on YouTube. I'll let you guys know throughout the weekend what I got planned for that. If you missed Out of Nowhere with JoeCronin and I, episode number 12, link is down in the description below. Make sure you guys go check that out. That was recorded live on Wednesday over on Joe's channel, so make sure you guys go check that out if you haven't. And as always, ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript if you want JD official merchandise right here on my channel, man. Episode, or I should say, t-shirts for Off the Script. And there's two t-shirts on there, the original prototype and the ever popular Big Show Get Off My TV brand new t-shirt that's selling like hotcakes, man. Greatly appreciate all you guys who have supported with the hashtag Get Off My TV t-shirt. Thank you guys for watching my SmackDown review. Let me know what you think about the show down below. Let me know what you think about my thoughts. I'll see you all for Out of Nowhere on Wednesday, but Off the Script on Friday morning, 11 a.m. Make sure you guys check that out. I'll be there on YouTube, 11 a.m. Off the Script. Until then, this is JD. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on Friday.